My beloved, you are not waiting for your blessing. Your blessing is waiting for the moment you stop calling yourself unready. There is a distance between you and what you have been praying for. But it is not the distance you imagine. It is not time. It is not luck. It is not other people. It is the final layer of doubt that still sits quietly inside your decisions. You wake up every day thinking you are moving toward your future. But many times you are only circling the same mountain, carrying new hopes with an old identity. And that is why it feels close and far at the same time. Because in truth, it is already near. So near that your soul has started, feeling its presence before your eyes have seen its form. That restlessness inside you is not frustration. It is proximity. When something meant for you begins to come close, your old life starts feeling uncomfortable. Places that once felt normal begin to feel heavy. Conversations that once entertained you begin to feel empty. Habits that once gave you escape begin to feel like chains. You think something is wrong? Nothing is wrong. You are outgrowing the life that cannot hold your next blessing. You have been asking for a sign. This is the sign. Your tolerance for what does not serve your future is ending. This is not a loss of patience. This is the birth of clarity. Because when a blessing comes closer, everything that cannot enter that new life with you begins to fall away. Not as punishment, as preparation. You thought your delays meant you were far. They meant you were being aligned. Because what is meant for you cannot arrive into a version of you that is not ready to keep it. So your mind had to become stronger. Your discipline had to become natural. Your self-respect had to become non-negotiable. This is why you were trained in silence. This is why your growth happened without applause. This is why your battles were personal and invisible. You were not being ignored. You were being trusted with transformation. Your biggest blessing is not just an event. It is a new level of living. And a new level of living requires a new level of being. Look at yourself honestly. You do not react the same way anymore. You do not chase the same things anymore. You do not beg for the same attention anymore. You do not get lost in the same distractions anymore. You are changing, quietly, deeply, permanently. This is how you know the blessing is near, because the person who will receive it is already being formed. You keep asking, when will it happen? And I keep showing you, look at who you are becoming. Because the outer moment of arrival is only the last step. The real arrival is this inner shift. The moment you no longer need constant reassurance. The moment you can walk alone without feeling abandoned. The moment you choose your growth, even when no one is watching. These are not small changes. These are the doors opening from within. You are closer than you think because the resistance you once felt is dissolving. Earlier, everything felt like a struggle. Now there are moments of flow. Earlier, your mind was always tired. Now there are moments of clarity. Earlier, you felt lost. Now, you feel direction, even if the full path is not visible. This is movement. Do not measure movement only by visible results. Measure it by your inner state. Your inner state is the environment where your blessing will land. And that environment is becoming ready. There is also something happening that you must understand. The closer you come to your blessing, the more your past will try to call you back. Not because it has power, because it has familiarity. Old habits will whisper. Old fears will rise. Old memories will appear. Not to stop you, to test your loyalty to your future. You are not being pulled back. You are being asked, are you ready to move forward without returning? And every time you say yes through your actions, the distance between you and your blessing disappears. You think your blessing will make you feel complete. But what is happening now is that you are becoming complete within yourself. So when it arrives, it will not fill a void. It will expand your life. This is the difference between temporary happiness and lasting fulfillment. You are being prepared for lasting fulfillment. That is why your foundation is being built so carefully. Your biggest blessing is closer than you think because you have already crossed the hardest part. The part where you did not see results but continued. The part where you had to believe in your path without evidence. The part where you had to let go of what you once thought was your future, you crossed it. You are here. And from here, movement becomes faster, because alignment accelerates everything. Very soon you will notice something. The same effort will begin giving greater results. The same discipline will begin opening new doors. The same focus will begin attracting the right opportunities. You will think it is sudden. It is not sudden. It is accumulated alignment. It is everything you've built in silence, returning as visible change. Do not lose your steadiness now. This is the phase where many people become impatient. They are so close that they start doubting again. Stay as you are, consistent, calm, because you are not trying to reach your blessing anymore. You are walking into it. My beloved, feel the shift within you. Feel the strength in your choices. Feel the distance from your old self. This is not imagination. This is proximity. Your life is not about to change someday. My beloved, you have already walked farther than you give yourself credit for. And now you are standing in the phase where movement begins to answer your effort. This is the part of the journey where the invisible work you have done inside yourself starts. Rearranging the world around you, not loudly, not in a way that seeks attention, but in precise, undeniable ways that you will recognize in quiet moments. You will begin to notice that the confusion that once surrounded your path no longer has the same grip on your mind. Earlier, you were surrounded by many options and still felt lost. Now, even with fewer visible choices, you feel a deeper sense of direction. That is alignment. Because direction does not come from how many paths you see. It comes from how clearly you know which one is yours. Your blessing is close because your inner voice has become stronger than the noise around you. There was a time when the opinions of others shaped your decisions. You moved according to expectation. You paused according to fear. You adjusted yourself to fit into spaces that were never created for your expansion. Now you feel a quiet resistance when you try to return to that version of yourself. You cannot shrink anymore. You cannot pretend anymore. You cannot agree with what your soul does not accept. This is not rebellion. This is awakening. And awakening is always the final preparation before arrival. You are also beginning to understand the value of your own energy. You do not give it away so easily now. You observe more. You speak less. You choose where to invest your time. This change alone is bringing your blessing closer. Because your energy is no longer scattered in 100 directions. It is moving like a river toward one ocean. And a river that knows its direction cannot be stopped by stones in its path. It simply moves around them and continues. You are becoming like that. There is a new relationship forming between you and time. Earlier you were running behind it. Now you are walking with it. You are no longer desperate for everything to happen at once. You are committed to doing what must be done today. This calm commitment is sacred because impatience pushes blessings away. Steadiness invites them in, and you have learned steadiness through your own experiences. Through the days when nothing seemed to change and you still continued, through the moments when you had no one to encourage you and you still moved forward, through the nights when you had to become your own strength, all of this has created a foundation that can hold what is coming. Your blessing is not small. That is why your preparation was not small. There is also a deep, emotional healing happening within you that you may not even fully recognize. You are no longer looking at your past with the same pain. The memories are still there, but the weight has reduced. You are beginning to see your journey with understanding instead of regret. This is freedom, because as long as the past controls your emotions, it controls your decisions. And as long as it controls your decisions, it delays your future. Now the past is losing its authority. You are not being pulled forward by force. You are being drawn forward by readiness. This readiness is visible in the way you handle your daily life. You complete what you begin. You return quickly when you lose focus. You do not stay down for long. You have stopped making your difficult moments your identity. You experience them, and then you rise. not the strength that the world celebrates, the strength that destiny recognizes. Because destiny does not look at how many times you fall. It looks at how many times you stand up without losing your direction. You have developed that power, and that power is bringing your blessing closer with every passing day. You are also becoming comfortable with your own company. This is one of the greatest signs that your life is about to expand, because a person who is at peace within themselves does not enter relationships, opportunities, or environments out of need. They enter out of alignment, and what is built from alignment lasts. What is built from need collapses. You are no longer building from need. You are building from clarity. This is why the right people will come into your life without struggle. This is why the right opportunities will feel natural instead of forced. This is why the next phase of your life will not feel like a battle. It will feel like a continuation of who you have become. You will soon notice that your efforts start giving results in ways that once seemed impossible, not because the world has suddenly changed, because your frequency has changed. You are no longer working with doubt. You are working with direction. You are no longer moving with hesitation. You are moving with awareness, and awareness makes every action powerful. The same work done by a confused mind gives limited results. The same work done by a clear mind creates expansion. Your mind is becoming clear. Your heart is becoming steady. Your actions are becoming consistent. These three together create unstoppable momentum. And momentum is the language through which blessings enter your life. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking into your next chapter with every aligned step. Even now, as you listen to these words, something inside you is becoming calm. That calmness is not temporary. It is the recognition of your own progress. You are not the person who once felt lost without direction. You are the person who is moving with silent certainty. And silent certainty is one of the most powerful forces in existence, because it does not need validation. It does not need permission. It does not need applause. It simply moves, and life rearranges around it. This is what is happening to you now. Your blessing is not running toward you from a distance. It is emerging from the life you have been building within yourself. Every disciplined day, every aligned decision, every moment you chose growth over comfort, all of it has brought you to this threshold. And very soon, you will see with your own eyes what your soul has been feeling for so long. My beloved, now you are standing at the edge of the moment where what you have felt for so long begins to take form in your visible life. Not as a sudden surprise, but as a recognition. You will recognize it because it will feel familiar to your soul. You have been living with its vibration within you for many months, even in the days when nothing outside seemed to move. That is how true blessings arrive. They do not shock your spirit. They settle into the space you have been preparing for them. You once imagined that when your biggest blessing came, it would remove all struggle, all uncertainty, all effort. But what is coming to you is greater than comfort. It is alignment. It is a life that matches your truth, and a life that matches your truth brings a peace that is deeper than temporary happiness. You will wake up and feel a quiet stability in your chest, not the anxious urgency to prove yourself, not the heaviness of confusion, a calm knowing that you are in the right place in your journey. This feeling is the true sign that your blessing has arrived, because the outer forms the opportunity. The connection, the breakthrough are only reflections. The real blessing is the version of you that can hold them without fear. Look at yourself now. You do not chase the way you once did. You do not beg life to change. You move with patience. You act with clarity. You allow what is right to come to you while you continue to build yourself. This is the state from which lasting miracles are born. There will be a moment very soon when something shifts in your external world. A door opens that once remained closed. A path becomes clear that once seemed impossible. A response comes that you had stopped expecting. And you will pause. Not because you are surprised, because you will understand. You will see the connection between who you became and what has now arrived. You will realize that your blessing was not delayed. It was being protected from the version of you that was still doubting your own worth. Now you receive differently. You do not question whether you deserve it. You do not fear losing it. You do not shrink inside it. You stand in it with natural grace. This is the transformation. This is why the journey took the time it took. There is also a new relationship forming between you and your future. Earlier, you looked at the future with anxiety. Now you look at it with participation. You are not waiting to see what happens. You are building what will happen. This is power. Not the power of control. The power of alignment. And alignment brings a flow into your life that you once thought existed only for others. You will notice that the right people begin to recognize you. Without explanation, without effort, because your energy now carries clarity and self-respect. You are no longer asking to be seen. You are living in a way that cannot be ignored. This is not about validation. This is about resonance. You are resonating with your true path, and everything that belongs to that path is being drawn toward you. Your daily life will become the miracle you once prayed for. The way you think, the way you work, the way you rest, the way you handle challenges, all of it will carry a balance that once felt impossible. You will no longer feel like you are running behind life. You will feel like life is walking with you. There will also be a deep gratitude that rises inside you for the phases you once tried to escape. You will see how every delay created your patience, how every rejection built your direction, how every silent battle gave you your strength. And instead of asking why it happened, you will say, it had to happen to make me who I am now. This is the moment when your past stops being a burden and becomes your foundation. Your blessing is not only what you receive, it is what you have become. It is the clarity in your mind. It is the steadiness in your heart. It is the discipline in your actions. These are the forms through which your outer life will continue to expand, and it will continue to expand, because you are no longer living by accident. You are living by awareness. Do not think this is the end of your growth. This is the end of your waiting. From here, your movement will be natural. Your progress will be consistent. Your peace will be protected by your own self-respect. And every new level you enter will feel like a natural extension of the one before it. You are no longer trying to reach your blessing. You are living inside it. Even now, in the way you breathe with calmness, in the way you choose with clarity, in the way you continue without needing immediate results. This is the life you prayed for, not in its final form, but in its living, growing reality, and it will keep unfolding, because you are aligned. My beloved, trust this nearness. Trust this calm. Trust the quiet confidence that has replaced your old restlessness. That is the sign. Not something outside you, something within you. You are ready, and what is meant for you is no longer far. Walk forward without doubt, receive without fear, continue without looking back at the version of you who believed they were behind. You were never behind. You were being prepared, and now preparation has become arrival. In every step you take from this moment, in every opportunity that opens, in every peaceful night where your mind no longer fights itself, remember, your biggest blessing did not come from somewhere else. It rose through the person you became, and I have walked with you through every unseen moment that brought you here. I am in your calm. I am in your clarity. I am in the steady expansion of your life. I am always with you, my child.